Hello and welcome back or to Old Man Whitey Reacts or Country Music Hater tries country on for size. And we have found some good stuff. If you want to go straight to the reaction, just go right 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 there. You can just skip right to the reaction. I have just finished, well, this will be my final in a series of female country artists. Not that I'm not going to do female country artists anymore. I'm just catching up because, as was pointed out to me by who was that again? Oh yeah, my wife. There was only one female in the first 20 or so. So uh, I'm going to end on this one because this is a bit of an exception to the first time reaction. This is a second time reaction video because this came up on my feed, and I thought, oh yeah. So KD Lang. Now, who is KD Lang? You might ask. If you're not Canadian or my age or whatever. Katie Lang is from Alberta, Canada, and she started as a country artist. I don't know much about her. I believe she started in the let's see, yeah, it must have been late '80s. Um, might have been into the '90s with the country stuff, but anyway. And then she's incredible vocalist, and she did a famous version of "Crying." I think she sung with Tony Bennett. So she kind of transitioned out of country to this other vocal style. So I never liked this stuff as a kid. I probably wouldn't like it now if I was a kid, but I'm older now. And I clicked on this video. We're gonna watch the live version for all those like watch the video, watch the live versions, watch the videos. And I'm just gonna say this is one of the most incredible performances I've ever seen. And I'm trying to decide, do I tell you? Yeah, I'm gonna start here. Okay. Song Hallelujah. Written, another good Canadian, Leonard Cohen. If you don't know who Leonard Cohen is, he started off as kind of a Beatle, Bob Dylan-esque poet singer, was a poet, and he became like a Buddhist monk. He's originally Jewish. I believe he must have fully converted to Buddhism because I believe he was a Buddhist monk, and he was a poet. And then he started releasing music. His biggest album was, I think, "I'm Your Man," and then there's "The Future." And I love Leonard Cohen. How did I get into Leonard Cohen as a teenager? You ask. Uh, Pump Up the Volume with Christian Slater. The opening song is "Everybody Knows" by Leonard Cohen. Anyway, amazing writer. And he wrote this song, Hallelujah. And I was just trying to figure out, because this song is now super famous and there's millions of versions of it. And I was trying to figure out what made this song take off like this. Because, and I figured it out, I'm pretty sure. His original version is great. He's got a super deep voice, and he's not really the best singer, but he's one of those like he makes his voice work, right? Um, Jeff Buckley did a version of it, and I looked this up. Apparently, it's been named one of the best songs of all time. Did it, I think, in the late '90s, and Jeff Buckley died before this album was released. He was a singer-songwriter, and with I don't know some middling success. I don't think he'd had much success, and he died in the most strangest way. He was swimming in the Mississippi in what's called a river flat or something, if I recall. It's the word flat was in there. It means basically there is no current there. So he goes out swimming. A tugboat goes by, and his buddy turns to move the guitars and stuff away from the water because the big waves coming in off the tugboat. And he turns around, and somehow Jeff Buckley got dragged under by the wake or something, and he drowned. Which is really tragic. Um, and then this album came out of his stuff, and I think this song was on it. And I think that's when it became a big deal in the late, probably mid '90s. Um, and I think since he'd reinterpreted it so drastically, a lot of people started doing that. So my favorite up till now is that's supposedly the best version. I'm not. It's incredible, but my favorite version was the Rufus Wainwright version, which I first heard off the Shrek soundtrack. Rufus Wainwright, another good Canadian boy. Katie Lang, good Canadian girl. So lots of good Canadians going on here. So anyway, I just wanted to give you that kind of background of this song because now it's like the song that's almost a standard that so many people have redone and done amazing versions of. And I never thought I'd hear one that beat the Rufus one because that was my favorite, and I was wrong. So we're gonna get to the video. KD Lang doing Hallelujah. This is at the Canadian Music Awards where Leonard Cohen is getting an award in 2000, I hope I have the year right, 2008 for Best Canadian Songwriter. He got up on stage and said, Canada's the greatest country in the world because only here would I get an award for being the best singer or something like that. 'Cause anyway, let's get to it. The th- Hang on. The thing that makes it amazing to me is her vocal performance is so effortless, powerful, and everything else. But she weaves this song into a story too, like nothing I've ever seen. So if you stick around at the end of the video, I'm gonna get a little detail on actually how she just one change in the song and the way she performs it makes it a story in a way that it never would have been without that. So hang on to the end and I'll talk about that as well. All right, let's get going. Let me just load up the video. Here we go. Quick edit, just another thing. I get into a lot of analysis of the lyrics and stuff at the end of this, so I thought I would have liked to have mentioned later in the video if you got your own interpretations of the lyrics or what you think of the song or the lyrics, please throw them in the comments. Or if you got other versions of the song that you love, let me know that too. Here we go. All right. Oh, by the way, she's singing. Leonard Cohen, the writer, is sitting apparently 10 feet in front of her in the front row, which is makes it even more amazing. Here we go.
I heard there was a secret chord that David played and it pleased the Lord, but you don't really care for music, do ya? Well, it goes like this: the fourth, the fifth, the minor fall, major left, a baffled king composing hallelujah.
Okay. Just starting off. So when I first was watching this video, I was like, oh, she's being a little dramatic. His vocal's a little it's huge and all, but it just picks up and that performing she's doing it is what starts to tie the song together. And I'm just gonna play and not talk too much for the next little bit.
Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Well, your faith was strong, but you needed proof. You saw her bathing on the roof, her beauty and the moonlight overthrew ya. Well, she tied you to her kitchen chair, broke your throne and cut your hair, and from your lips she drew hallelujah, hallelujah.
It just right there, that's a hallelujah. It's completely different than any other version. It's like this down note feel, which is rare. And what did I say, man? Listen to her sing.
Hallelujah, hallelujah. Baby, I've been here before. I've seen this room, I've walked this floor. I used to live alone before I knew ya. But I saw your flag on the marble arch. Our love is not a victory march. It's a cold and it's a broken heart.
God, she's just embodying the song. Like, it just like, when you're that good, it's you're it's kinda you're showing off your voice, like, what you can do, but it's so good, it's so appropriate, and the song just sees you coming out of her at a certain point that it's like, with the audience, you're just hanging on it, and she hits those soft notes, and the power that came out of that one super loud, powerful moment was incredible. Alright, it just blows my mind. Let's keep
Maybe there's a God above, but all I've ever learned from love was how to shoot somebody who outdrew ya. It's not a cry that you hear at night. It's not someone who's seen the light. It's a cold and it's a broken hallelujah. 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 Hallelujah.
Oh. Oh. I don't know if it gets any better than that, vocal performance-wise. Alright, I'm gonna pause it there. That's it, man. If you don't like that vocal performance, oh well, I guess. Like I said, not everyone likes everything. I don't like everything. But anyway, then she ends on that note. It's like the "Ooh," it's like the softest note, and it goes on forever. Like, you associate powerful vocals with the kind of, like, big American Idol vote, huge note, which she did in there several times. Then she ends on just this impossibly soft, long note, and did it all without wearing shoes. I mean, come on, impressive, right? Barefoot. All right, so, um, okay. So here's what I love also about that, and this is where it grabbed me the first time too. I had to sit down and think about it. And then I had to talk to people about it. Then I went back and uh, I looked at lyrics because I'm like, what I caught was, and here's the minute change in addition to the performance and the kind of physical acting of the song she was doing. She changes one word. Okay, so I go look up Leonard Cohen's song because this is where I was like, wait, that's not how it goes. Uh, I've seen your love on the Marble Arch. Love is not a victory march. So I go look up Rufus Wainwright. Same line, I think. Jeff Buckley, and love is not a victory march. In her song, this is the third verse. It's our love is not a victory march. Now you may be like, so what? That at that point turns the song into a personal relationship, a song about a personal relationship that wasn't there before. And I'll tell you how I know this because uh, Leonard Cohen famously has said he wrote this song. I don't know if it was over 10 years. He'd written something between 80 and 150 verses. For some reason, he just couldn't nail down what the song was about. And then there's some story of somebody, I want to say, I thought it might have been Bon Jovi or somebody asked him to send him the lyrics. So he sent him all the lyrics. So there are different versions of the song that have different verses actually, and there's only about I think five that are, or maybe six or seven verses total, and sometimes there's uh, some are in and some are out. So, but so I know this isn't a cohesive story actually, and she turned it into that. And to me, this is what a art does when it's done extremely well. Um, am I going to go this deep into this? Am I going to start pulling up video clips? I might. We'll see. Um, you take something kind of universal, which is great, symbolic, but then you make it specific and personal in a way that makes it relatable in a story in a way that is super powerful. So, and Katie did that, and um, the beginning opening verse is great. Then the second one that you know you saw her bathing on the roof, her beauty in the moonlight overthrew you. There's something about the way she's performing that makes it a story that connects to the first verse, but also then the second one when she's saying, you know, that she broke your, she tied you to a kitchen chair. Uh, she broke your throne and cut your hair. The reference to Samson off in the Bible, which is when you cut his hair, he loses his power. Uh, which could be in this context seems symbolic of the crushing someone in a relationship. Sort of, just something about the way she's performing it. And then the next verse with the our love is not a victory march. It becomes it just ties it into the relationship, and the whole song makes sense in a way I'd never heard of before. And then, oh man, the singing is just. I had no idea Katie Lane could do that. I mean, I heard, yeah, again, when I was a kid, adults were freaking out. To me, this is, you know, soft adult contemporary music at the time. But man, I just think that's one of the greatest performances of arguably, I think, one of the greatest songs. And although it's not my first time reaction, it's my second because I was like, I wish I'd react to this, but I'm going to share it anyway because I think it's so good. Um, yeah, I'm not going to pull up clips. How many slide guitars? 10. It's going on the playlist permanently. Yeah, I mean, just an amazing song. And I don't know any of her country stuff. So sooner or later, I'm going to go back and listen to a Katie Lang country song on this reaction channel. And you'll be amazed at how bonkers and quirky she is compared to that, at least from the very few things I know about her. Anyway, Katie Lang, in my opinion, one of my favorite vocal performances ever. It was absolutely astounding. So thanks for joining me. This has been a long one, but I actually had information this time to share. And like and subscribe, and we'll see you again next time.